What's up, Mystical? How you doing? What's going on with you? You doing all right? All right, just chilling. Uh, I said, let me come on here real quick. I was just, I was just sitting down chilling. How you doing tonight? Oh, you say you good. Hey, gal, how you doing? Yeah, I was just sitting around, and I was like, let me do, what's up, Spice? Nah, nah. Well, that's why I got up there. I got a Q&A. If y'all got any questions or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Uh, yeah, well, wait, didn't you want me to look at, Gallister? You, actually, I saw, I was sitting here and the thing just popped up. I'm a healer. Hey, that music ain't too loud, is it? Yeah, I actually just finished cutting up a video, and I was just like, man, three transitions with my right. Hmm. Anybody got any astrology questions? Well, I guess I could kick it off by saying where everything is at. All right, where is everything? I know last time I looked, um, we got the moon. We got the moon in Capricorn. You got the moon in 12 degrees Capricorn, right? All right. So um, Saturn. No. Yeah. Yes. But Jesus is not in what you think it is. Jesus is the Son, dog. The giver of life. You got any more questions, dog? I said it's a Q&A. All right. So Saturn is at 29 degrees. Saturn has retrograded back into Pisces. We've got um, the North Node at 18 degrees Pisces. Saturn 1 degrees. Pluto 1 degrees Aquarius. The Moon in Capricorn at 12 degrees. Mars at 17 degrees in detriment in Libra. The Sun at 10 degrees Virgo. Mercury 1 degree Virgo. Mercury is back at home in Virgo. Saturn is same position as my natal moon. You have your natal moon's at your natal moon's in 29 degrees Pisces. Really? You having a moon Saturn conjunction right now? Hmm. Your dreams of um what's your rising sign? Hey dog, the Bible is a comic book. All right. You got an astrology question, bro. The Bible is a comic book. It's a comic book version of real spirituality. Does that answer your question? What's up, Gordy? What's happening with you? You mad now, dog? You mad? You mad because I said that? Nah, nah, nah. Uh, yo, good. Nah, not on him. Atlas to Atlas 3. Um, what's that? What's that? Like a? I don't know what that is. I don't know what Atlas 3 is. What is that? Like a asteroid or something? I just really started messing with asteroids for real. So you're Aries rising? Well, Derek. Be honest with you. Mm, um, all right, all right. I did a episode on when Saturn went into Aries, Saturn and Neptune, right? But this has something to do with Neptune, Derek. And so the last it takes Neptune like 84 years, 80 something years. I want to say 84 years to go all the way around, right? It takes to go through all 12 signs, right there. And you hear, matter of fact, I got a video. I got a video of it, of me saying this shit, right? So the last two times that um, not Uranus, Neptune was in Aries, guess what was around? Guess what showed up? I'll tell you, Halley's Comet, right? But then, um, um, but then you hear me say, Halley's Comet is not scheduled to show up till like I want to say 50s, 2058 or something like that, 2060, something like that. So then you hear me say, well, if Halley's Comet came around the last two times that Neptune was in Aries, what is going to take Halley's Comet's place? And then you hear me say, Is it going to be a UFO or something? And then next thing you know, this Atlas 3 thing speaking of, pops up, right? So I was already looking. I was already looking for something in the sky. I didn't know what it was going to be, right? And then all of a sudden they start talking about this. Is it an alien? Is it a, you know what I mean? So and and hey, this is a session, y'all. I'm supposed to be smoking, y'all. So this is a smoke session Q&A. So um, so yeah, and welcome to the Stream Guardian. Um, so yeah, I was already expecting, but if you look it up, you know, the last two times, look up. I have to, well, I could tell you, but the last two times Neptune was traveled through Aries, I want to say it's an 84-year cycle, and I think I don't know the cycle. I forgot the cycle that Haley's Comet is on. Right. Um, Gala, what sign is your what sign is your Saturn in? Yeah, yeah, Derek. Matter of fact, I got a blog on it. I got a matter of fact, Derek. In the blog, I talk about the last time because I'm trying now I gotta remember. It was last time Saturn and Neptune, or was it Uranus? Might have been Uranus. Last time that let me find it. Um Last time that shit went down, right? The name of the blog is called The Death of Two Popes. The Between Two Popes. That's what it's called. Between Two Popes. And the last time, um, oh, it was Saturn. Last time, I think it was Saturn in Aries aspecting. I forgot what planet. I got it in the blog. But last time that happened, a pope had just died, and it kicked off a schism within inside the church and all of that shit. Right? And look at what just happened. Didn't a pope just die? And then they got, you know, this dude, this pope from the United States would kind of kicked off a little schism within, you know, because of where he from and all that shit. Right? How old are you, Gala? How old are you? 44. That means you on a ninth house year? Yeah. Ninth house year. All right. Look, transit, transit retrograding Saturn conjunct your natal sun, natal moon in the 12th. All right. So Saturn conjunct the moon, this aspect can bring a period of emotional heaviness, isolation, introspection. You may feel more serious, detached, emotionally restricted. Old, deep-seated emotional patterns, fears may surface to be dealt with. With the retrograde, Saturn is its lessons become more internalized, re-examined. It's a time review, reevaluation, pressure, and limitations. All right. Add Pisces on it. You got confusion, fogginess, spiritual growth, deeper connection. All right. All right. So when Saturn in your seventh house of relationships, um, all right, and 12th house is confined spaces. It's also subconscious. All right. But you being an Aries rising, the moon rules your fourth house of home, family, and roots. Saturn's gonna rule your 10th and 11th, and you're on the 10th, right? And you're on the ninth house year. So your ninth house is about beliefs, right? And so beliefs when it comes to groups you're connected to and reputation, right? Um, and the eclipses is going on. So daily spiritual practices that fill your cup. It might be a time of reminiscing and reminiscing about relationships, the emotional connections inside of relationships, especially connected with family. All right. Yeah. Well, it might be, film his Jupiter, Saturn going to hang out at 28, 29 degrees for a little while. So, um, yeah, reflecting on that stuff. By the way, the 12th house is endings and stuff like that. So, um, the stuff that you're reflecting on, right? Is it is it time to release, let that go? 12th house is endings. Is it time to release that shit from your subconscious and all that shit? Right? I really don't understand it. Do you guys think you need astrology? Um, need no, but it's a big help. All right. I got a question for you. Say you going on a journey and you ain't never been there. Do you need a map to get there? No. You could maybe, get in the car and hope to follow some signs and maybe you'll get there. But your birth chart and all of that is pretty much like a roadmap, like MapQuest. Um, yes and no. I mean, everything is cycles. And that's what astrology is, recognizing the cycles. There's cycles in life and seasons. Cycles and seasons. And hey, by the way, here's another part for y'all to take with you. Each season, each season has a 3-part section, right? So in spring, there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there is an ending, a changeover. And we events in our life and things in our life um, happen that way. It's a 3-part series. There's a beginning and there's the crux of the thing, and then there's the aftermath, right? Where do most people struggle in life? Dealing with the aftermath. Now, when it comes to, just to answer your question, when it comes to astrology and looking at it, I could see a car wreck about to happen or an event about to pop up, right? Now, there ain't no change in that event. And that event was already baked in the cake before you even got down here. Now the question is, now my only question is after that, after the event takes place, at that point, how is your free will going to decide to respond to said event? Well, I'm glad you said that, Guardian. Um, by the way, y'all make sure y'all following these people and the Angel Podcast. Make sure you following her. All right. Um, yeah. Hey, matter of fact, Gala. Hey, Gala, aren't you? Hey, Gala, aren't you in? Are you in Canada? Where you at? Who decides the destination? I got an answer for that, Macamba. You did. You decided the destination. Oh, I didn't know you was in New Zealand. I remember this wrestling group I used to like. There was a tag team. It was from New Zealand. What's it called? The Bushwhackers. They used to come out like. Yeah. A channel isn't a mod on. Hello, y'all. I guess you know what's up, dog? How you doing, man? Nice to meet you, bro. You say it's like a map. How do we know it's the right map? Because 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 the birth chart is determined by your birth date, your birth time, your exact birth time, and the birth city. So I'm getting I get when I look at a birth chart, I'm getting an angle of where you was on Earth when you took your very first breath, right? And let's just say your ascendant, your ascendant, right? Your ascendant is determined by your time of birth. So your ascendant, let's just say the ascendant is equivalent to the portal in which you came down to the earth. So I'm a Gemini, so I came through the Gemini portal. I'm a Gemini rising, so I came through the Gemini rising portal. The Gemini portal opened up, and me as a soul slipped on through. Now you should have a question. I just said, you asked who picked the destination. I said, you did. You should have a question for me after that. I would have a question for me after that. I don't know if you got a question for me after that. So what's up, Sim? I see you into your tarot reader, huh? How long you been into it and all that, dog? By the way, anybody got any more questions? Feel free to hit me up. You can ask any more questions, Gala. Shit, some more shit. The name of it is a Q&A. What else? Hey, Spicy, what else? What else? Let me ask you this, Spicy. Which which planet did you look up that says a healer? Oh, all right, all right, all right. You've been in the tarot for a while. Hey, oh, Gala. since she was bragging about it, I guess I might as well show them to you, huh? You still in here, Mystical? And she was talking about, oh man, Gala, you would like that deck. He got his spirit animals. She was talking about the pictures and shit. Here it is right here. It's the back of them. Yeah, but they all like for instance, the octopus is the eight of shells, and shells is shells is cups. Right. Um, I think your MC. Um, why do people with nearly identical charts like twins like live such a different life? Good question. Good question. Good question. Great question. Matter of fact. Great question. Now, you think you got me, Macabre? Oh, I got him on this one. They got identical charts and all that shit. I got him. I do have an answer. Matter of fact, my boss is a twin. You ready for the answer? Here's the answer. All right. You got two people with identical charts. Well, number one, they're not identical charts. They're not identical. Why aren't they identical? Because they're ascendant, even though they do have the same ascendant, they don't have the same ascendant degree, right? And so each sign is 30 degrees in every sign, right? And so within each within each 30 degrees, they're called bounds. They're bound rulers, right? And so, for instance, I don't know the bounds off the top of my head, but all right. So pick a sign. Pick a sign. Any sign. Pick a sign. Any sign. Taurus. All right. So when it comes to Taurus, right? The first 8 degrees of Taurus is ruled by is the bounds of Venus. Is the bounds of Venus. So, all right, the next from 8 degrees to 14 degrees, right? That's the bounds of Mercury. And then from 14 to 22 is Jupiter, and then from wait, no, 14 to 22 is Jupiter, and from 22 to 29 is Mars. Right? Now, it takes the ascendant degree, it takes about, I want to say 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes per degree. All right? A few minutes. It takes a few minutes for it to change degrees, right? Now, one twin could be born in the bounds of Venus. The other twin, born a few minutes later, is born in the sign, in the bounds of, well, that's Mercury, right? Now, what does that mean? It means this one twin here, Venus is in charge of that ascendant. Venus has something to say with what goes on with that ascendant. The other twin, Mercury, is going to have something to say, which could be in another different sign in a different part of the chart. All of that shit, right? That's one thing. And like I just said, so here's another reason why. One twin could be one ascendant, the other could be the other ascendant, because if you born at the beginning or the end of the ascendant is changing, you could have two identical twins with 2 different rising signs. That's number 2. Number three, even though they got identical charts, except for the rising sign degree. And the MC and IC degrees are going to be different too, right? Even though they got all the rest of their planets and moon and all of that shit's the same, they're going to have the same parents, go to the same school, be brought up in the same house, right? Now, there is one thing different between those 2 twins. The solution to the problem. Now, you could have one twin grow up in a household, end up going to jail. You could have the other twin go and be a CEO of a company. When you talk to those 2 twins and you ask them, what's the reason for you being in jail? What's the reason for you being a CEO? They both gonna have the same answer. Oh man, my home life pushed me to this. Now, why did one home life, the same home life, same parents and all that shit, push this motherfucker to jail and push this motherfucker to, the only difference is the choice that they chose as a solution to said event. Their choice was different. No, they're conditioned the same. But Just because you can condition the same, that don't mean you're gonna make the same choice when presented with the same conditions. One could choose right, one chooses left. Shout out to the universe. Hey, we at a fork in the road. Which way you want to go? One may say, "Oh, I want to go right." The other one's gonna say, "I want to go left." What made they were sitting there at the same condition, the fork in the road. It's the choice. It's the choice. Does that make sense to you, dog? Does that does that explain? Wait, before you ask another question, what did do you buy what I said about twins? Just finish that first. Hey, Macabre, and let me ask you a question. What's the difference between choice and free will? I'll wait. What's the difference? Is there a difference? What y'all think in the chat? Anybody can respond to that. Anybody, y'all respond to that. Is there a difference between choice and free will? You our free will is so free. You so free you could choose bondage. You could choose to stay in hell. Hey, Macabre, did you watch? Are you a Matrix fan? Do you like the Matrix? Would free will would free will perhaps be the precursor of a choice? I don't see how y'all trying to separate choice and free will. I don't get it. Maybe I'm off. Let's see. Mm, all right. Um, Choice refers to the act of selecting from a set of alternatives. This is not a concrete action or decision. The ability to make a choice is the function of one's desires, beliefs, and the options available. The existence of a choice is often taken for granted in everyday life. We choose what we wear, what to eat, and what career to pursue. Free will, on the other hand, is much deeper and more fundamental philosophical concept. It refers to the power or capacity to make a choice and perform actions independently of any prior events or states of the universe. The central question of free will debates is whether our choice is truly free in this sense, or if they are ultimately determined by factors outside of our control, such as determinism, the idea that all events, including human choices, are inevitable result of previous causes. If determinism is true, then your choices are predetermined, and you could not have chosen otherwise. Indeterminism, the view that at least some events are not casually determined or occur randomly. However, this raises the intelligently objection. If a choice is pure random, you can't be said to be in control of it. It's not a choice that you made freely. In this context, choice can be seen as corollary of free will. If you have free will, then you have the ability to make a choice. However, the existence of a choice does not in itself prove the existence of free will. For example, a hard determinist would argue that while you may feel like you are making a choice, that choice was only possible action you could have taken given the state of the universe. In summary, choice, the action of selecting an option. Free will, the metaphysical capacity to be the ultimate source of that choice, unconstrained by prior events. Well, there's plenty of people who think they have no choice yet make a choice by default, not consciously choosing. Choice on perspective, positive and negative. A freight train is going to force me to step out of the way. That's no, you could have chose to stay there and let the train run over you. You could have stayed there, but you chose. The reason you got out the way, is because you wanted to live. That's the only reason you got out the way. Because if you didn't want to live, you would have stayed there. You would have chose to stay there. But hey, um, I was asking you, Macabre, are you a Matrix fan? Are you a Matrix fan? Did you see the Matrix? Did any of y'all see the Matrix? Y'all see the Matrix? By the way, it's one of my favorite movies. I guess I could let the cat out the bag, but it was in the Matrix. It was in Matrix 2, the second one. It was in Matrix 2. You remember, right? You remember that scene when Mr. Smith, when Neo fought like 1,000 Mr. Smiths? They just start coming out of everywhere, and he was fighting them all. Remember that scene? Well, right before he fought Mr. Smith, he went to that park. He went to that park to talk to the Oracle. He was talking to the Oracle. And I don't know if y'all remember what happened when but when he came in, she was sitting at the park bench. And she told him to sit down. He said, "No, I prefer to stand." And then she said, "All right, suit yourself." And then he stood there for a second. Then next thing he did was he ended up sitting down. And he said something to her. And he said, "Well, I just wanted to sit down." And she said back to him, "You had already made the choice. Only thing you're trying to do is understand why you chose that." So the chart and all of this shit, all the shit in your life, that was that was baked in the cake. That was in the ingredients when you came down there. Yeah, that time you got beat up. Yeah, ladies, that time you got touched by that person. All of that shit was baked in the cake. I don't care. Hey, I'm telling you what I believe. I don't care what you believe. I'm telling you what I believe. All of that shit was baked in the cake. Now, who baked that cake? Who put the ingredients in? You did. You did, as a soul, put those ingredients in that cake before your ass came down here. Right? Now, why did you put those ingredients in the cake? Because as a soul, ain't nobody gonna know but you what the fuck you need to work on the most. So, you the one that baked the cake. You the one that made the plan. You the one that brought your ass on down here thinking you was all special. And got down here and the world started kicking your ass. Now you sitting up there, woe is me. Like ain't nothing else happening to nobody else. But, like the oracle told Neo, man, you already made the choice. You made the choice of what your soul was coming here to work on. Now, your job is to understand why you made that choice. What is the lesson that you're supposed to extract from these events that happened to you? All the shit that everybody walking around talking about, I'm traumatized with, and they want to sit up there and tell you all the details of the trauma. But you know what they ain't doing? You know what you never hear? This is what I learned from that. You know, this is what the universe is trying to teach me. You know, since going through that, I realized, yeah, that's what it's about. But no, you get on, you watch people, and everybody is what? Everybody's the victim. Well, let me tell you, if our real state is the spiritual world, the soul, our true state is the soul. We're spiritual beings. If this is true, we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and we're in a classroom for the soul. Well, what the hell you do in a classroom? Do you go in a classroom and party? Or do you go in the classroom to learn some lessons? And is them lessons easy? Is it easy to learn calculus? Is it easy to learn a new damn language? No. But you know what? People want people to just hand it. Here you go. Here you go. Let me just sit here and okay, I got a question for you. I got a question for you, and I want you to answer it. Okay. Who are they changing for? Are they changing for society and the people around them? Or are they changing because that's who they truly are and that's what they really resonate with? You answer that. I got another question for you to answer. How many people would you say has the nuts to be their authentic self? Answer that. And then maybe that may to explain the question you asked me. Hey, if we all sitting around and somebody start talking shit about somebody and that person ain't there, who gonna be that one person to say, hey, what you just said ain't true? Or are they gonna just let that person just keep talking and let everybody just, because it takes courage to stand up and say, hey, y'all wrong for this. Hey, what you just said is wrong. And your perception of that motherfucker is wrong too. But that's hard to do because at that point, you're gonna be the outcast. Yes, I did. I did say that. Astrologically speaking, we astrologically speaking, I feel from my years of chart analogy and chart interpretation and my years of conversations with people over their shit, my years of doing astrological timing and all of that shit, my years of meeting strangers. I don't know, you know their name and all of that shit. And I said, hey, does this day stand out to you? And they said, God damn, how you know? Are you psychic or something? No, I just know my astrology. I know my astrology techniques, and something tells me something went down right around this time. God damn, how you know? Well, then at that point, if I don't know this person from Jack, I don't even know if they told me their goddamn real name, but something's telling me, oh shit, at this age right here, some shit popped off. And they saying, yeah, that shit popped off. What is it? What is it? I don't know what it says to you, but I know what it tells me. It tells me this shit was predetermined. This shit was already baked in the cake before this dude came. Because I am a stranger. I don't know him. I don't know her. Because hey Macabre, I see you on. All right. What was the first question I asked you? What was one of the first things I asked you? I said, hey, when bringing everything back full circle, I asked you. I said, hey, to get to a destination, do you actually need a map? And the answer is no. But you might be mighty frustrated because of getting lost. But what I also said is, would having a map help you? Yes, it would help you to get to the destination. Then you ask me, hey, well, who picked the destination? And then I said, you did. And then we got over here. But we coming back full circle and back to the guidance and understanding. I told you it's a map. Now, look at that question. Now let me ask you, why would people look at maps? Why do people look at maps? Why do they have compasses? Why did they invent compasses? Why did they invent MapQuest? Why did they invent what's the Waze, the app to get you around traffic? Why they invent that? What's the use of that? And why do people use it? What? But Gala, directions are not helpful, according to him. Directions are not useful. I got. All right. Here's another answer for you, man. Why do people struggle to be who they are? And what does the astrology chart do, man? It helps people not on it help not all right. First, it helps people to actually accept who they are, right? And then at that point, it helps with more confidence and all of that to be actually be who they really want to resonate with. But it's hard when you come and you program to placate to society and your friends and all of that shit, right? You can understand that ain't got nothing to do with psychology. That's just, I mean, astrology. That's psychology and human nature. Now, I got something else for you, bro. What if I told you it really ain't about making it to an actual destination? The whole thing is about the journey itself. Because if you think about it, when you make it to a destination, what you got to do after that? Pick a new place to go because you can't stay there. So if when you get to a destination and you can't stay there, is it actually about the destination or is it actually about the journey to the destination? You ever took a trip, go to Disney World or something? 3 day trip to Disney World. By day three, you looking like, man, I'm ready to go. I'm Disney World out. I'm I'm ready to go home. I'm tired of these wines, all this shit, man. It's time to go. Oh shit. So yeah. Yeah. Hey, Guardian, you still ain't put that tarot in? Yo, and remember when you put that shit in, you gotta say, um, make sure you say across. Across. This is my cross. So you gotta say that. This is my cross. Right? Hey, hey you so I show you. Um I've been like I was telling them I've been doing I don't never really fuck with no asteroids and all that shit, and so I've been messing with the asteroids and looking at all these asteroids and shit when it comes to my chart. I mean, before I talk to somebody about that shit, I gotta investigate on my shit. And so I did a deep dive last night, like on my moon and my on my moon with all the asteroids and shit. And then after I did it, I um I got them to make a picture that represents my moon. Y'all want to see it? A picture with. Let me find it. Let me see. it's I got two pictures. Well, I got three pictures, right? Two of them that got something to do with my moon, and then one with my moon and ascendant. Moon and ascendant combined. Find that shit. All right. That's one of them. And then here's the other one, y'all. Check this one out. What's this picture about? With all my moon shit, my Scorpio moon and all my fucking asteroids. Basically, I take people down I escort people down into the shadows and show them the shit that they don't want to see and all that. And I escort them down there and let them with the pain and the trauma and all that shit, right? Then when it comes to my ascendant, right? So I'm like, I got a whole bunch of muses and shit, right? So I'm a poet, the warrior poet and truth teller with bite. So this dark shit, I take people down into the shadows and shit, right? But I also do it with inspiration and the rapping, the word. You see all my videos, even though all my videos, it got fucking music behind it. And but I'm talking about some dark shit. But I'm doing it in a musical way with words and you know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is my ascendant and moon together. And this is just my moon. So yeah. I like this. Yeah. It said, look, you are the mourner messenger. You walk into the underworld and return with transmission. You teach grief through lyrics. You reveal chaos through rephrasing. You serve shadow through beauty. Yeah, but shit. But like I said, I did like when it comes like my ascendant got a whole bunch of shit. Oh, let me see. My ascendant got one, two. My ascendant got like six conjunctions with asteroids and shit, and fixed stars and shit like that. So what was I actually was doing Saturn tonight. I did Saturn tonight. That's what I was looking at. I did a deep dive on Saturn with the asteroids and shit. Mm. I got look, I got I got Lucifer square my Saturn. So Saturn conjunct Pallas, you embody discipline, insight. Your words are not casual; they carry a battle plan. Saturn conjunct. Ooh, they got two Urania. You literally channel the muses of the epic poetry, Calliope, and which is astronomy and astrology, Urania. That's uncanny for your work. For your work, your Saturn anchors cosmic story. Um, there is something I want to say to you, Hart. Um, um, it has something to do with Saturn in the first house. I remember saying, "Damn, I know you got Saturn in the first house." Mm. Hmm. I can't find it. But yeah, I got Saturn. I got Lucifer square my Saturn. It says Lucifer, not evil, but the archetype of the illumination and rebellion. This square makes your Saturn identity both respected and resisted. Your true telling exposes what people would rather keep hidden, which can be seen as arrogance or defiance by others. Ain't that something? Um, Man, I don't know why I can't find it now. It has something to do with the Saturn in the first house. I can't find it. Oh wow. Oh, here it is right there. Saturn in the first. Well, with it being my being with me being a night bird, it said that it becomes a challenge, but also a kind of protective armor. And so I thought about that with you having Saturn in the first house as well, but you're a day birth. And so I know you've talked about some of the stuff. It said, people project seriousness onto you. Look, you had to learn to embody responsibility, be the responsible one early on. I don't know if that resonates with you with being, you think that resonates with you with having Saturn in the first? Having to be the responsible. Do you feel like you always got to be the responsible? Mm. Hey, Gavin, still here? If so, me reading your comment in that live the other day is making the video. It just makes tomorrow's video. It's already done. I just ain't posted it yet. You want to see it? Y'all want to see the video? Yeah. When I was talking that day, I was talking about Jupiter. Yeah, that day. Can you grief without being consumed by it? Is there some grief that you're dealing with or have to deal with that you can name it? She said she's an avoider, which means that part when I said right there, you said you're avoiding. Remember when you said, I think that was you that said I'm an avoider. When it comes to this 18th gate, can you name the grief without being consumed by it? Is there some grief that you're dealing with or have to deal with that you can name it? She said she's an avoider, which means she can't even put a name on it, think about the stuff without being consumed by the grief. So can you name the grief without being consumed by it? When it comes to this 18th gate, yes, that's the post for tomorrow. That was you that said that, huh? I'm an avoider. I think that was you that said that. I remember reading it. I looked down, I was reading. It wasn't you? It might have been somebody else that was up in there. Somebody typed that shit in there. Oh, you know what? It wasn't that one. It's the one I posted already. I posted it already. I posted it today. So drop it in the comments below. And remember, ending, sharpen your focus, take practice. Let me see. It was, let me see. Verily about the active personas. What's that mean to you? People operate with carefully constructed personas. Easy and really truly is. It was one of the, oh, I think it's this one. Something enough. That's this shame. Shame, shame, shame. I think you typed this question in. You tell yourself something enough, you can start to believe it. I think you typed that in. You tell yourself something enough, you can start to believe it. I think that's what you typed in. I think. And then you typed that in. When I was talking about, I think that was the truth tellers. When I was talking about truth tellers. Yeah. You typed that? Yeah. I guess I need to start. At least I'm paying attention to what's being said. Now I guess I get pay attention to who the fuck said that shit. Well, I'm getting shit mixed up. Well, I knew I was reading something somebody said two times. All right, man. Hey, Taro, man. Sim, you ain't had no questions, man. I could have answered any questions before you go. Hey, matter of fact, you know your sun, moon, rising sign. All right, cool. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't ask you that earlier. I should have asked you that earlier. All right. All right. Yeah. Ooh, matter of fact, Gordon, since I'm showing pictures, I got another picture for you. I got two pictures for you. Aries Sun, Aries Sun and Venus. Oh, that's like Spicy. Spicy's Aries Sun and Venus. Aquarius. Oh, Aquarius Moon too. God damn. She a Leo. She a Leo rising. You a Scorpio rising. Well, that's her same shit. Huh? Ain't that some shit? Look at that, Spicy. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah. Ain't that something? I'm trying to find the picture, Guardian. And I'm Guardian. I know after you see this picture, you gonna really gonna want to go do that shit. If I could find it. Shit. Hmm. Man, shit. Man, I can't find it. I know what one is. One of them is. I can't That's the cross I'm carrying. But that ain't even the one I like. I'm trying to find the one I like. That's one of them. All right. That's one of them. Um, yeah, that ain't even the one I like. I got one that like I'm in. I'm in like the actual Jesus robe with the actual cross, and it got the tarot cards. It got the tarot cards on each one of the ends of the cross. I this ain't mine. This ain't mine. It looks like this though. It kind of look like this. This ain't the one. See? And so actually, so the information I gave you, Guardian, the tarot card information I gave you, is going to pretty much this picture here, it's going to explain, it's going to break down this picture. But for you, all right. So yeah, so all that's like, so you gonna have, matter of fact, what's on my wands, you gonna have a different wands on yours instead of on the right on mine. It's gonna be on the left of yours. From in your so all right. Hey, wait, you're Aries rising, Gala? You use Chat GPT, Gala? You ever use it? You ever use AI? You don't use it? Well, you got access to one, huh? You could. Like, what kind of phone you got? You got an Android? You probably got. If you got an Android, you got Gemini on your phone. I was gonna tell you, type this in. Type this in the AI and see what it says. Say say my ascendant. All right. Hey, matter of fact, I'm about to get off of here. If you go live, I'll come in there and see what it says. I'm about to get off of here, but yeah, if you go live, I'll come see what it says. Yeah. All right. On your Android, just go to your Gemini and just type in my ascendant is the Emperor because it's Aries. Say my ascendant is the Emperor. My my descendant is Justice. My MC is um the Devil card, and my IC is Chariot. And see what it says. So, if anything, just remember them cards: uh, Emperor, Justice, Death, Chariot. and give me a report on what you find. So, all right, y'all. I'm gone now. All right, thank y'all for rocking with me. Know thyself, balance your energy.